Hey, look at that. You guys catching me now? I sent one mechanic, or sent Everyday Fleet Tech. Got you. Hopefully you got in. I don't know how this works. You know what? I was really, I probably really was. Yeah. See if I can figure this out. See if I can get Nick into this. All right. Everyday Fleet Tech, you get everything? You good? I probably shouldn't have hosted this because I'm terrible at this. I'm telling you right now. This was absolutely. I guess I've never invited somebody else on. I'm a terrible YouTube guy. No, big no. Hopefully these guys come on here. Am I doing something wrong? YouTube. Everyday Fleet Tech. Chat. Sub him. Sub Everyday Fleet Tech. If you haven't subbed Everyday Fleet Tech. I'm trying to get him on here. I apologize. Oh, good job, John Deere Fleet Tech. Ed T, what's up? Abe Murray, Johnny Ramirez. California, yay. Where it's nice and warm and it's not Iowa. I'm terrible at this. I apologize for the technicalities. We're trying to get. I see an Everyday Fleet Tech flash up. I think it's going to happen, folks. Oh, look at that.
Look at there.
My very first successful. Look at the feedback. Nope, I don't. We're good. All right, now I got to try to get Nick Pixel into this deal.
All right.
It would have been in it. It only took me a half hour to figure out how to get you into it.
Oh, that's all good. I was having issues with my headset for some weird reason. It wasn't wanting to hook up.
Look at they just make things simple. Like, you push a button. Now you got to copy and paste. Look at all this work.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on? Nice smooth 58 degrees down in Georgia, huh? Practically a heat wave. I'll be in shorts right now.
Right now it's 43.
Oh, was it really? I thought you said 58.
It was earlier today.
Oh,
that was the high.
Oh, geez.
Oh, excuse me. 45.
43 isn't even our high here during the day.
There you go.
I was sweating today at 35, but this is what I wore all day. Long sleeve shirt, I'm like a polar bear up here. You wait till you gotta love it if you're in Iowa, because when it gets warm, like 35, 40 degrees, you'll see people on bikes, like motorcycles. They'll be out running, people, and then like 50 degrees, they're in bikinis. That's right after the winter's over. They'll be out in the lake thinking they're gonna swim, and then they get their feet in the water, and they're like, nope. Not gonna happen. I don't know how to get. Can I invite him for? If I do that, that's gonna like take me out of this thing probably. I don't want to do that.
You should have somewhere you can click to add.
Yeah, it's got an invite link. It's got a guest link here. I copy the clipboard.
The link, you copy it and then shoot that link to his email, or even in Messenger it'll work.
Well, it didn't close me out of here. I'm still talking to you, but I can't see you, and you can probably see me.
Yeah, you kind of froze out, but we can hear you just fine.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I'm going to pull up.
Oh, got it. Look at that. That's awesome. I didn't even have to see if that worked. Email is sent.
Of course, so.
I'm getting to be all this technical.
Get technical on it.
I am getting technical. Look at that. I'm back.
No, I'm not. There you go. You're back. I didn't set up my lighting or nothing. It's just one of those meh. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't really get too worried about shit like that. It's been one of those days. I got a Jeep. I had to try to program a Jeep, and that thing pissed me off. The guy was like, "I'll give you $200 if you can get it done." I was like, "I get it done, no problem." I've done 100 of these, and so I thought I was gonna be real cocky and take my, the Max scan tool. I'm demoing the scan tool, and I was like, I didn't. I guess I don't even know why it didn't even dawn on me to look and see if it had an immobilizer function, or I never even looked. So I take it down there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, wow, I just got shucked. And he's like, oh, he goes, it's all right. We know there's better guys in the city than you. I was like,
oh, I would have been ready to beat the hell out of somebody.
No, he knew. He just likes to mess with me. So I took my beating because it is what it is. So, but yeah, all in all, it wasn't a bad day. The pawn shop was definitely an unexpected trip. So I went up to had to go up to Ames to pick up a transmission for a guy that I refused to do the work for him, but I told him I'd get him a deal. He wanted to put a used transmission in, and I'm out. Won't do it.
Yep.
I would rather literally put bamboo shoots under my fingernails and put toothpicks in my eyelids than put a used transmission in for somebody. And I was like, hey, let's check out what's going on in the pawn shop, shall we? And yeah, next thing you know, there's $1,000 gone. So, but I thought it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside around here. We don't really get too many good deals in the pawn shops.
Really?
I mean, not really. You go to the pawn shop around here, it's one of those, well, the tools they have, it's just been dumped over the bin. If anything says snap on, they think it's worth MSRP. I'm going, it's not happening. You can shove that.
Wow.
Then again, this same pawn shops that'll try to sell you an old beater, Mossberg Maverick for $200, and I'm going, nah, guy, I can go buy that new right now for less.
I definitely was looking at their gun selection, and I thought to myself, I literally would use all of these to probably chop wood with them. Yep. That was they had nothing but garbage in there. I was like, dude, do people actually buy these things? They're like, oh yeah, we sell the shit out of them. I'm like, well, I suppose they're cheap $100 guns. You know what I mean? There was nothing in there worth anything.
Well, see, I used to be that guy that I would go in and I'd buy the little $50 single shot 22. Oh, they have their place. Down here, we have some enormous catfish. And so whenever you're pulling one out, and if you're by yourself, sometimes Caesar just give a quick thump to the head, roll it on in the boat. You're good. That's just easier.
Yep, absolutely. Nick, I did send the link. What the hell? I fucked it up, apparently. That's what it all was. Now my screen shows up here.
No, you're still showing up here. Yep. I like what Beardy CB said. Dueling Chads.
Doing chats. Oh, yeah. All right, let me see what the hell is going on here. I'm going to try it one more time. Copy into the clipboard. Send it to Gmail. Hopefully I don't disappear. Probably freeze up. We're going to.
Yeah, you'll freeze up. That's fine.
Sending email.
CNC show. I like it. One mechanic. That's funny.
What did he say?
One mechanic said we should call this a CNC show.
Oh, yeah. No, there you go. All right. Look at that.
We got to get it.
I don't like my face being frozen. Hey. Try that again, Nick. I sent it twice now. You know, it could be the hostess error. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. I've sent. Let me see here. Let me look at my. I got like 6 different methods now today because I've got my desktop computer, which has no screen on it, but I also have my phone. Let's see here what we got going on here. This is frustrating.
Choice content, CP, and everyday fleet tech. Hey, appreciate that.
Yeah.
I keep looking down at my phone, trying to keep up with the chats. Because I'm sure you notice that the live chat on phones is way faster than looking at them through StreamYard.
Is it? Well, it looks like it's faster on the computer, too, than it is on my tablet. So I'm using the tablet to stream. I don't have a camera on my computer, but my computer's got a nice big screen. And
they say it shows a blank email.
Shows a blank email. Get out the front door. Hold on. We're going to give her one more shot, and I don't know what's.
Do you have him on Instagram? Can you message him the link for Instagram?
Well, no, I got his email, and his emails go through my Gmail. Let's try default email and see if that works. Maybe I was sending it through my Gmail, which that's what I use. That's all I can use.
Yeah, that's what it should be. There's no telling. You know, froze up again.
Let's try that.
There you go.
All right. If that doesn't work, Nick, 3rd time is not a charm for me. So I failed. But that's the same exact email I sent to Everyday Fleet Tech. So I apologize, man, if it doesn't work. Hopefully that kicks it in. I talked to Nick Pixel last night for a while. He called me. I said, hey, man, I got about 10 minutes. Ended up with an hour.
That happens. You know? That's the way these usually work. My wife always laughs at me. I tell her, all right, I'm trying to stick around an hour. 3 hours later, I'm going, oh, crap, I got to go.
Yeah. Well, you know, it does get interesting talking on here and whatnot. And I definitely – did you like my appreciation to the Icon fanboys? Did you enjoy that?
I really feel like I still have people asking me about that.
Well, I feel like I should do like a video. I've been kind of pondering on this. I feel like I should do a thank you video for all the turmoil that the Icon fanboys called, and then they turn around and just dump it. You know, like, you know what? They don't want to give us anything more for free now. Well, screw you. We're not gonna talk about you. Oh, we got Nick. We're in here. We got Nick coming in hot.
Uh-oh.
Please don't have your pants off. This is
I know, right?
All right. I see outlets.
There we go.
Dude, I've just eaten dinner. I haven't eaten all freaking day, dude. I've been nonstop filming, and I got this Spermani Brothers sandwich here. I have a little bit left, and I'm just kind of, you know, doing it.
Right on. How was the car show?
Dude, it was good, man.
How did one mechanic spend money? I'm not even on we're on StreamYard. Is it still work on StreamYard?
Yeah, it still works. Yeah.
Sucks for you, dude. I'm starting up a trend. We're gonna just go ahead and flood you with money.
I can't do that, man. I can't take
you can. You ain't got a choice. It's done.
I'm gonna have to turn it off. How do you turn it off?
Exactly. You can't figure it out. Sucks for you. I love it.
Can I pay myself? Can I pay myself and then pay you guys back? Hey, look at that. Bearded CB's out here. $2. I'll just pay all my guys back. That'd be awesome. You guys give it to me and I just give you the dollars back. It's like poker. Anyways.
That's funny.
Yeah, anyways, back to the Icon deal. I thought that was a really good topic. So all the Icon, I think that's a really great video. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all the people who it was an unnecessary disturbance amongst the whole entire tool community to separate people for no reason whatsoever over a brand new tool. Oh yeah, was that Danny?
Yep, looks like it.
You got Danny in your hotel room? Look at that.
Yep,
oh, look at that. You got both going. Nice. You got a video of that, huh? Coming up, Nick? Oh, he muted it. He didn't want to talk to us anymore.
He's muted it.
Son
Yeah,
of a
nice
bitch,
hotel
my bad.
That's a lot nicer hotel rooms I stay in, Nick.
Dude, it was actually a
Motel
cheaper
6.
one, dude. It was cheaper one, dude. It's owned by Marriott, but it's right across the street from the convention center. So I was like, I'm good with it. I booked it last minute because I never know how long I'm staying. Like I only booked it for today, and I might stay tomorrow night. But I didn't realize I was on mute. Danny, he did a nice video at the end. You know, did a shout out for my channel and stuff like that, which was really cool. And you know, got to spend the time, you know, hanging out with those guys for a little while, which is really, really cool. They're really nice people, really down to earth. And so that should be cool. I mean, but that's the kind of stuff I was telling you about yesterday, Chad. It's like I can get some cool stuff going.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Very cool. Which
well,
convention
you got a
are you
little
at?
video to put up. I told you, man. It's worth it just to get a little something, put piece stuff together, you know. If you're going to, so I don't know.
I'm in Pittsburgh.
Everyday Fleet Tech, Nick was telling me yesterday that he does a lot of video filming and stuff for World of Wheels and stuff like that, cars, and we're doing like car dealers and whatnot. And so that's what, not to leave you out of the loop here, what's going on. Me and him talk, you know. So yeah, and I was like, man, you should get some video footage to put up some content. I mean, get a 10-minute video. But he said, you know, like he was explaining that he has a lot of freaking what do you say? You got a lot of stuff to focus on when you're doing that, right? Nick, you just got a lot of.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like it's tough for me, like with the personal channel, because of like when I'm here for an event, I'm here for my customers. So like the people that are paying me to be here, I got to cover content for them all day. And then what I usually try to do is sneak a little camera here and there. Today, I just carried around both cameras and carried around the M50. And got some, you know, I tried to do like a little vlog, but it's going to be crappy, but at least it'll get the message across. It might turn out actually all right, but most of the footage I got today was stuff that is going to my customers. But yeah, we're going to do World of Wheels in Detroit, Chicago. Tomorrow, I forget who's here tomorrow. Let me look here. John Ford, maybe?
John Ford? John Force?
Yeah. Or John Force, yeah.
I've met him quite a bit. Ashley, Robert Height, and then what's his name before he died. I actually met all those guys. Really cool people. John Force. Yeah. John Force was a big inspiration to me 20 years ago when I first met him, because I was like, man, the guy had so much energy. You know, he told me, he says, man, if you always got a lot of energy, people don't ever, they keep smiling every time they're around you. You know, he said, just, you know, go with it.
John Ford is definitely a presence.
Top fuel is my life all the way through. So
yes, and then Sunday is Sunday's Aaron Kaufman then too. But we've already met him a couple times. So I mean, it's been Aaron Kaufman.
Aaron Kaufman
from the Discovery.
Name sounds familiar.
Huh?
Kaufman.
Oh,
yeah,
he sounds familiar.
Art like fabrication or whatever in Dallas. Gas Monkey Garage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the cool one. The cool one of that.
Yeah, with a big beard.
The one that
the actual cool guy. The one that's not Richard Rollins. That's what I was referring to. I'm like, when I can't think of, I'm like the one that's not Richard Rollins. Aaron,
he'll be here Sunday, so that's
all right.
the hard
CB,
part.
Take care, bud. Sorry, Beard CB was headed.
No, you're
out.
good. You're good.
Oh, see you, Beard CB, man. Sorry about that. It's hard to. I get caught up in chat and then I forget to look over there at the comments.
Yep.
Everyday Fleet
Tech. Go ahead.
Huh? Go ahead.
I forgot to load the comments too.
Oh yeah. Everyday Fleet Tech. He's pretty seasoned. I feel like he's been on quite a few live chats. He's got this down to a cat. Yeah. How many do you think you've been on total?
Oh God.
Really? That many? I haven't even probably seen them all.
It'll be in the hundreds.
No way. Seriously? Yeah. That many? Wow, I had no idea. I was gonna say I would have been offending you at saying like 50 or 60.
No.
I've had like 3.
Plus, I mean, you got to think, let's say, people don't realize that this whole Everyday Fleet Tech thing, this is not my first run at YouTube. I had a successful channel before, and
Really?
we used to be on live streams like weekly and nightly and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that one day off of live. Chances are you watched one of my videos in the past. If you didn't watch me, you've seen people that I used to video and do editing and stuff for.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Then
It's the whole pew-pew thing that YouTube hates now.
Oh, yeah. No, that's my other channel. You go check it out. I have 12 subscribers. And here's the best part about it is I know that people have subscribed to me and YouTube takes them away.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, because I literally have, I have like some on my, I think I have 400 followers on my Instagram shooting page, and I'm like, and those guys are like, yeah, we subscribe to your YouTube to watch your videos there, and they never come up. So, and then Facebook, that's a joke. I don't even mess with that because it monetizes your shooting videos too. So I'm basically all Instagram. Like Instagram's the only way for me until it gets taken over by the goons.
In case you haven't figured it out by now, one of the newest rules is whatever you do during one of these live streams, do not show a firearm.
Oh, really?
No, according to YouTube's new rules, if I were to break one out right now or you see one on the shelf behind me, that is terms. They can shut you down. No 3-strike rule. They can shut your channel down permanently. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh, that's great. That's excellent.
Yeah. So during a live stream, that's just during live stream.
So much for freedom of speech.
Oh, yeah,
right.
First Amendment, who? Yeah.
I see right here, for whatever reason, it's not popping up on the StreamYard live chat, but Neil, the maintenance man, gave you a $5. How's it going?
Oh, hey, look at that. Thanks, Neil.
Oh, Neil,
buddy.
the maintenance man, dude. What's up, maintenance man?
Yeah, that guy's a cool dude. I like maintenance man because he's the most laid back He's the most laid back cat on the planet. Like, he's just like, I'm gonna sit here, drink a beer, we're gonna all talk, and everybody's gonna have fun.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't get a chance to watch him as much as I want to because, like I said, when I do this stuff, this is on a whim usually. I make a video, throw up that like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm done. Slam bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm out.
Yeah,
I mean, there is no.
Yesterday.
I don't think twice about it. Like, it's not like, oh, well, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna plan this out. No, I just do it, and that's it. That's it. And then I post it. And while it's posting, I don't even pay attention. Like, I just run. Like, I just let, and then when it gets all up there, I come back the next day and do whatever. So, yeah.
Every now and then I try to do a little mild editing, and one of these days I'll go full ham on it and I'll splice in a bunch of stuff and sound clips, and I'll make an intro one day. I don't know.
Well, I thought about, that's why I asked about the intro. I look at everybody's channel, and well, here's what got me. I watched this video the other night about getting serious about your YouTube. They said, where do you want your YouTube to be? And I thought to myself, where do I want my YouTube to be? I was like, I want my YouTube to be the same place my shooting career is. I have fun. It gets taken care of, and that's it. That's all it does. It takes care of itself. I mean, I have great sponsors on my YouTube, on my shooting team. I have, we have fun, and I get to give back to them, and they support me, and that's what I like. Like I told them, somebody asked me the other day, they said, what would you do with $100,000? And I said, I'd find 100,000 friends. And I said, what do you mean? And I said, I would give everyone $1. I said, I'd rather have 100,000 friends than have $100,000 any day of the week, because honestly, it's not like I'm rich or anything, but honestly, I've got friends that got lots of money, and it doesn't make them any happier. And I get tired of listening to them complain about people that are always like, oh man, I need your money. Like, blah. You hear it from every single person that comes up to him. And that is the most annoying thing. Like, my one buddy, he's like, he owns a bunch of bars in the Ozarks. Every time, it's just like, you can just hear it almost in the distance when it's coming. You hear that noise. You know what I mean? Like, they're just coming in. They're coming in for the shaft. So,
yeah.
And it's annoying because I don't care about that. I can do good, and I don't need a whole lot more. I mean, being successful, I think, to me, is just being happy. But, it isn't. I'll never really care. I'd rather have, like I always told my friends, I said that if I had a place in the country, I would like have like, like instead of buying a brand new 4-wheeler, I'd try to buy like, 4 used 4-wheelers. So when everybody came out, we just have a beer, get drunk.
Oh yeah.
Roll them over on each other, all that business. But anyways.
Yeah. And for those of you watching, no, I'm not yanking it. I know it looks like I am on camera. Speaking of those buddies, one buddy of mine, we were sitting over here drinking beer the other day and had a bag of popcorn, microwavable popcorn, something snack on to go with the beer. He thought he'd be absolutely hilarious and grab random shells of mine like the 6.5 Creedmoor and shove kernels down inside it. I'm like, you dick. So I'm over here trying I'm going, it's lost. Prick.
Do you load your own rifle ammo?
Every now and then, whenever I get a wild hair at my ass, yeah. I've got in this room over here, you can't see off camera, but in there, I've probably got, I don't know, 10, 15,000 casings ready to go. It's one of those, if I get time, I get bored. Yeah. Otherwise, meh. 223 and all is cheap enough.
Yeah. I gotta get somebody to load some 7mm Ultra Mag. Because I don't have, you can't buy the shells very much anymore.
Really?
On the Ultra Mag, you can buy a mag.
I don't know anything about the Ultra Mags.
No. Is that like the, how about the new Ruger FN? Is that
like that? God.
What's that called? The Ruger 5.7.
5.7. God,
I looked at it for literally 2 seconds.
The 5.7, I hate that round. And if any of y'all are watching and you're going, it's a rifle cartridge. No, it's not. It was never made to be one.
Oh, it's a pistol cartridge. It really is. Yeah. It was meant for Secret Service. So they didn't kill people through shooting through their bodies when they literally came up to them and took you out in a crowd. They could just like fill you with like all these little incendiary rounds of 5.7. And with
5.7, the rounds that the Secret Service use, unless you have the right licensing, we're not picking it up exactly at Walmart. You know what I mean? That whole thing. It's just a cluster.
It's cool. I've shot a couple of the FNs. My buddy's really big into it. He even actually, I think he's one. I don't know yet. I think he was trying to reload it at one time or something. He was asking about getting stuff set up. I don't remember. He's just got more money than he's got brains. Really, this guy built a fool. He's really pretty awesome. He does some stupid stuff like that, but then he's the type of guy like you could come up here, Chad, and you would like literally be like, yeah. He's got a full cabin built off the grid. So everything's solar.
Nice.
He's even got a bunker.
Nice.
Yeah. This guy, he's got the bookshelf at Runaway. So like you can, it's like, he's got a what is it, 15 foot, or 15 foot, like 8 foot, culvert that you can run out of his house and then it goes to his bunker.
Oh, okay.
It's behind a bookcase. He literally spent a shit ton of money. He got an awesome property. It was an old quarry. The pond is perfect for fishing in the summer, spring fed. It's just an amazing place. But yeah, he's big into that 5.7. If I ever want to play with it, I just go shoot. I go down there to remind myself why I don't want that round. I'm like, hey, Doc, let's go down there and shoot some rounds.
Yeah, it's not an impressive round. Matter of fact, there was an officer somewhere up in the Midwest fairly recently, probably Googled the news story, but he ended up taking a round to the face, like upper cranial area.
Wow.
He went home from the hospital that day.
Wow.
Yeah, the 5.7 is not a good defensive round.
No, it's not.
When you can dome a dude and they're just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, it was meant to go vital organs and center mass, and that's it. Like that was like
it was developed for body armor, really soft body armor.
Mm-hmm. Crowd control. That's what I always called it. That's what I thought. It's a crowd control round. Is all it is. It's like literally a high-powered gun.
No, don't get me wrong. A legit P90's pretty cool to rip out a burst on. Those are fun, but I'm sure you keep up with stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm selling my AR, my 9mm AR right now. I'm getting rid of it. I'm gonna build a new one. I build them, shoot them for a while, and I get rid of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got no emotional attachments. They say you're not supposed to sell your guns, but me,
whatever. It's a thing.
I don't sell my tools. That's no bullshit. I won't sell my tools, but I'll sell my guns. How well, I guess
I haven't sold a gun that I've bought. I haven't sold a gun that I bought, and I probably haven't sold a tool either.
Well, if you got I get parts pretty cheap, so for me, it's just like I feel like I got Brownells. They're a supporter of our team, and they pretty good deal. So it's like it just really does. It's more fun to me to build one, use it for a little bit, and then just kind of move along. And the only way to do that for me is by not spending any money on it whatsoever. So I basically just take them, build something, get it real nice, and then trade that money for something new and do it all over again. And never pay a dime.
The same thing.
I'm not really selling a gun. I just keep trading it for
investing.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that wish they could do that with their wives, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to be like, oh, can I get a new one? Like, is it going to cost me anything?
Yeah. I haven't really sold one in a while now. I actually got rid of the majority of mine a couple years ago. It got to the point where I was interacting with several different companies, and I was a couple of gear companies I was doing T&E for and stuff like that. And it come down to once you start to know certain people in higher end manufacturing, you're just kind of like, why do I want these beaters taking up space in my safe that I'll never shoot again? I pretty well went through and just cleared house.
Oh yeah.
I started going with companies like BCM. Then I discovered Sons of Liberty Gun Works, and the guys out there, fantastic on the next level. Build fantastic firearms. Hooked up with them. Have several of theirs. IWI. Have the X95 and mess around with the Aces for a while. Once they start getting some of the other stuff, I'll have some of their stuff.
Who's that?
IWI.
Oh, okay, yeah.
CZ. I'm a CZ fanboy.
Yeah, I got 4 buddies now that work. Basically, all my friends work for CZ in Kansas City.
Okay.
So, and the funny thing is
if they can get me to hook up on a CZ Brand 2 stock, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, just look up Jared Fox on Instagram, and then tell him I sent you.
Yeah, right now they're made of unobtainium because the Brand 2 went through a whole debacle, thanks ATF, coming into the country. So they had to import them as a pistol. And so that meant they couldn't have the actual CZ stocks on them because they're not 922R. And so I have tried people in Czech Republic. I have tried several different nations. And right now it's just either they're all tied up because of it's a fairly new military contract, or the U.S. again, CZ won't do anything because they're not 922R. I'm going, I really don't care about that. Nobody actually cares.
Jared's good to talk to. He's the man when it comes to that stuff. He got my buddy a Shadow 2 right out the hill when they came out. Nobody could get him. And of course, like I said, TV Kansas City is literally like a stone's throw away. So, but those guys all work for them. They got it made in shade. They get paid to go shoot. Like they get paid. They actually get paid legit money to work for CZ, and they get to go shoot competition. You know, Matt Hopkins. Have you ever ran across Matt Hopkins? Has been with CZ forever. Really good, super awesome guy, super great guy.
Yeah. Was he shot this last weekend or this week?
Yeah. They're all there right now.
Okay.
Jared Fox, Alexis Penna, Matt Hopkins, all those guys are there. They're all good. They're all good friends. Really good dudes. Corey Kramer, I think he's in there now. And then there's one other guy. I can't think of his name right now. He's awesome. I can't. He's got a. he shoots open CZ for him. Super nice guy. God, why can't I think of his name? He shoots their open CZ, and he's good. Caleb Patterson. He's the other guy.
Name sounds familiar.
No, he just started shooting open last year. Season. He's good. He's good. He's a good old boy. He's got a nice big beard. He's a good old boy. He's a good dude. Yeah. He's super fast. So
yeah. But kind of shifting gears a little bit back to tools. Mike Hunt asked me, how about the Tribus tools? All right. So update on the Tribus tools. I had a conference call with the owner company and some other people that work there, and they were basically wanting just to hear me out. Everybody hear who I am, just hear exactly my plan, my game plan on it. I laid it out. They said they liked what they heard. They're okay with it. And hopefully within the next week, I should have a set of the SAE Tribus tools here.
They're kind of taking their time, aren't they?
Well, given what happened last go around, I think they're a little weary of YouTubers.
No.
And that's fine. I told them I get it. I totally get it. It's a double-edged sword. You don't know whom you can and cannot trust. I let them know exactly what I said here. Facts are going to be the facts. I'm going to record every opportunity I can when I'm using them. If they fail, you'll see what I was doing to have them fail. It's going to be legit, real-world use. You know me. I don't set up bullshit advice. I'm not going to stomp on them. I'm not going to do anything that's just absurd. I'm not a tool breaker. I'm a tool user. That's what I prefer to do.
Yeah, I mean, for you know what? Maybe for heavy duty stuff, they'll work like a champ. But seeing what I saw on, the when they did the live stream with and I don't want to get anything started because I really don't care about the shit, to be honest with you. I care this much about those tools. I mean, because obviously they're an auto mechanic. They have no nothing. So I've learned my lesson. If I don't have any interest and it doesn't look like it's going to work for me, I'm just going to try to sway away from that. But what I've seen on the live stream they did, it didn't look to me like it was very good. It looked to me like pretty gimmicky. But hopefully yours will be the one that will be. I guess it's going to die. It's going to live or die.
Yeah, it's either going to live or die. One mechanic. When more subs help me close deals with companies like Tribus, yeah, they would probably say we're willing to send product for me to test and evaluate because I have a further reach. That's just an influence thing. As far as closing a deal, I really don't have a deal with them. The deal was, hey, send me tools. I'm going to use them. I'm going to make a video, good, bad, or ugly. If you want the tool back, you can have it. I don't want money. I don't want an affiliate link. I don't want.
Right.
I
just want the truth.
Here's my thing. You said you wasn't excited about them. I will fully admit I am excited. And
really?
Here's why. Here's why. 2 reasons. One, I am a sucker for an American company.
I like that.
They use U.S. steel.
Right.
And they're a U.S. company.
Right.
I support that fully. Okay.
I do too. I do too.
Because look at the tools that have really been rolling out, especially on YouTube. When was the last time you saw a U.S. company? They'll say U.S. base or something like that. It's not. The other thing that excites me, and I've said this for a long time, I'm sick and tired of your basic tool reviews. How many times can you say this socket? It's the chrome is pretty and
Didn't we talk about that? Didn't we talk about that yesterday, Chad?
Yeah. It is
old.
Yeah, no, I literally have every screwdriver from almost every company, and I thought to myself, I bought all these screwdrivers. Now I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I going to do with them? If I do a screwdriver review, I mean, in the real mechanics world, I don't believe anybody really uses screwdrivers that much anymore.
No.
Like, you know, you use your Milwaukee with your impact drivers, and honestly, if it doesn't have a motor to turn it, I don't want to touch it.
Yep.
I mean, I don't have time to dick around, spinning around.
Yep.
I grab a screwdriver for like,
very few times. But like I say, the second part of my reasoning as to why I'm excited about them is for the simple fact of they are different. This is a product that, in theory, it has a huge marketplace if it works. Right. So I'm going, you have a different tool that would have a massive demand. That's made in America with American steel by Americans. The concept, the theory behind it, you know, take what you've seen or heard out of YouTube altogether. If I come up to you and said, hey, dude, there's a company that's come up with a brand new tool made in America, American steel, nobody's worked with them before. Yeah. I'm just trying to take a legit step back, look at it from an objective point of view. But then again, they know point blank, I will call it like I see it. I will hold them accountable. If they fail, I will show video of what I was doing at the moment that it failed, and I will show what failed on it.
I think what would be really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I'm just reading the chats, dude. The chats are so delayed between.
Oh yeah,
StreamYard and
I
so.
gotta turn the heat up real quick. Hold on 1 second. I got the heater turned down.
Car has flat heads. Oh man,
freaking tolls, man! I can't wait to be sitting in the garage, man. I just be out here all week, and I was just telling Chad how pumped up I was to like. I mean, it's fun shooting videos out here, but I was just telling him like, I just want to sit in my own garage and like have a beer and freaking get some things done. And
oh yeah,
the whole weekend will be gone, and then back to the grind Monday. You know what I mean? Just never ending.
Yeah, I'll be at work Sunday.
Nick, you should tell Everyday Fleet or tell Chad about what you were talking about as far as channel growth and whatnot. I thought it was kind of interesting yesterday. We were chatting about how subs really isn't as important as getting views. Maybe is that what you said?
Oh yeah. So like subscribers really don't matter. You could have 0 subscribers. I mean, it plays a piece into it, but it's all based on views. That's what advertisers are spending money on. So if you, I mean, subscribers are going to grow as you get more views if people like you and everything else. But at the same time, it's like, you know, we've built a lot of channels. Like I was telling Chad about my wife's uncle's channel. He's at 35,000, 34,000, something like that. And, you know, it took him a lot of years until he started tweaking little by little. And, I mean, he gets a lot of views, and now with the new live, you know, he's starting to go live now. You know, like I said, it's you can definitely earn good money. You know, a few $1,000 a month, and most of the people that I've built to, let's say, even 100,000 or 250,000, they've earned more money at the beginning off of all the other third party stuff that they've done. So like. You know, relationship or something like that. Like I want to, you know, I can get an advertiser to go to spend $5,000 with you this month because you have 25,000 subscribers, but you know, YouTube's only paying you $2,000 or $3,000. You know what I mean? So, or maybe at 1,500. It depends. You know, so I mean, it's there's a lot to it. I mean, this is what I do actually. I mean, like I have a company built around this, but you know, a lot of video stuff, a lot of web development and marketing stuff. So like I probably probably around like $1 million a year between like Google and Facebook and stuff on ads on the opposite side. So when you know the advertising side, you can kind of see like what people are spending to win clicks. And then when you have an idea of what's popular on that side, you can kind of take a look at the other side of, you know, which categories are gonna, and there's apps out there that'll help you do that too, like vidIQ and TubeBuddy and stuff like that to give you an idea of what's gonna work for you. But there's a lot of little tricks that you can pull from the YouTube APIs that's what those softwares are basically built on. And there's a lot of cool data. If you know how to use the data to figure out what videos to shoot, you can actually grow fairly quickly. I've seen some channels grow like 15,000 subs in 2 months just by, you're kind of selling yourself because you're not making content that you want to make.
Yep.
You're making content that, so if you want to get rich or if you want to make money faster, there's definitely videos you can do all day long that are going to make you money right away. And I was talking to Chad, I said, but if you're trying to really build a channel or do something with your audience or create something or have loyalty where people are coming to you and brands want that and they want to know that, hey, if this guy refers, you know, his audience, like he cares about his audience. So I think it's not just the tool market, but there's a lot of sellouts that, not necessarily sellouts, they're just, you know, they might be younger or need to make the money and want to build it. And I totally support that. But at the same time, there's so many angles to look at, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I like channels and I follow channels, and I know some people that have a ton of money that follow channels that don't even have a profile picture that, you know, are putting out really cool content. And I guess that's a vague term too, but like just good people. And I think people follow people more than anything else. And that's where I think Chad was like on the, you know, 100,000. Yeah, I'd rather have 100,000 friends. Like there's some really cool channels out there that have like really good audiences. Not saying ones just watch them or anything else. That like they could literally say like, hey, let's meet up right here, and 20,000 out of the 100,000 will probably show up. I mean, it's pretty cool to have that. And I just think that, like, you know, I could sit there and do camera reviews all day. Camera reviews, the brand new MacBook Pro that just came out a month ago, iPads. I could do that all day long and get views. And when I first started my channel, I didn't delete a lot of those videos, but it was more just like family stuff. And then I keep getting motivation from people like Chad and my buddy that just got 105,000 subscribers. And he's like, hey, Nick, why don't you get off the can instead of filming for everybody else, start making your own videos? I'm like, yeah, you're right. I guess you're right. And then Chad told me the same thing yesterday. And dude, it's so funny. I can't pull the text up right now. But my wife, after we got done talking last night, him and I were talking until like midnight because we're both fired up. Well, midnight my time. And my wife texted me and said, like, the same freaking thing that I gotta pull it up. I gotta find it for you, dude. Because like it was just funny that I've heard this like 3 times in the same day. And I was saying that I was talking to him, and she said, she said, you're always worried about, she goes, dude, you can do anything. You always are worried about setting up the perfect video. You need to just go for it. Who cares if you have a beard or if your walls are bare or if you have a logo on your hat that you don't want to have in it? She's like, just go for it. Just start filming everything. And I'm like, well, I feel like I just got off the phone with Chad again because he just told me the same thing. He's like, and that's why I did a little live stream today, which was crap. But in the middle of it, I was like, I'll just do a little live stream because I stand right beside the stage. And I was like, I might as well do that and at least put something out there, because you're right. It's like people follow people and experiences. And if I can get some of my subscribers some cool access and, you know, get some things signed for people and then give them away to like kids that really watch these guys, I think that'd be awesome. I mean, so I'm trying to do something a little different. It's probably going to take me forever to grow because I'll do a video on chainsaws one day and car show the next. It just varies, but I don't really want to do the niche thing and just be like stuck, because I've seen too many channels get stuck in the, well, there's only 100,000 people or 20,000 people that are really into this, and then their channels just like stop because you can only do so many freaking tool reviews.
Yep.
And you're buying this. A lot of times you're buying it. If you're not buying it, you're still cost money. Like, you know, I try to, and I getting something for free, man. I've been doing this a long time. If you hand me something free, I'm not going to appreciate it or know that it came out of my pocket as much as like buying it. So sometimes I feel like, well, I got it for free. If it breaks, who the hell cares? But if you pay for it, like sometimes you get really upset, and that puts you into like that mindset of like, if you go to the tool store, if I go to Harbor Freight and buy something and on day one it breaks, I'm like, man, and then it just whatever. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people like that, and him and I were talking about just tools in general, like cameras. I shoot with this little cheap camera here for my vlog because I could take it. Well, it's not really cheap. This is probably a $1,200 setup, but I could literally break this and be fine with it. It's not that big of a deal, but like I have all these other bigger cameras, and it's like those are the ones that I depend on. That like I don't really take those in the woods hunting with me, even though I should and I could. I don't like. That's like me buying the Snap-on tools versus the Harbor Freight tools. But there's certain situations where, this is my Harbor Freight camera tool of what I do because it's, I don't mind if I break it, or I can wait a week on getting a part for it or send it back in or get a different lens. Whereas my main cameras, I can't. So there's just like, there's all kinds of variables to look at.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's where I think the tool channels.
This is my current setup.
No, exactly. But that's all you need. My buddy built a channel. He just hit 50,000 subscribers a month ago on a cell phone. He just got his first camera, and he got an 80D, a Canon 80D, which is a 3-4-year-old camera now or something like that. I mean, the 90D's out now. The Canon 90D.
I don't even know what camera. I wouldn't even know it. If you told me to go buy a camera tomorrow, I would say, "Hey, get a new camera." I'd be like,
Well, that's where you text me and say, what should I get? And then I have to match it up to what you're using it for. But I wouldn't go and tell you to buy a Lincoln welder. Well, I would always probably tell you to buy a Lincoln welder anyway. I wouldn't say go buy a Lincoln welder if you're trying to snack 2 beads on a campfire place in your backyard one time out of every 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I totally understand what where you're coming from. I mean, my overall goal for this channel, and I kind of laid off it for a while, but I think I'm back. I'm gonna keep cranking out content. In time, I want it to be like it was my other channel, to where companies and my viewers understand if I say something, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not pulling out of my ass. I'm not doing it to make revenue. If I make money off of it, hey, fine. I don't care. I really don't care about that. It's one of those, people accuse me, oh, Chad, you're just salty and everything. I've been doing this professionally for damn near 20 years. After 20 years, you lose all patience for bullshit.
My dad told me that when he turned 40.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to a certain point, you don't have patience for it anymore. And if I tell people something, it's from me caring, really. And I don't want to see anybody get screwed over. I don't want any of that to happen. Rather it be me reviewing a tool or somebody asking about another company or whatever. I will give my honest view on it, and it will come from experience. If I don't have experience with something, I'm going to say, I know absolutely nothing about it, but let me see about getting my hands on it. That's my overall goal. I want people to just be like, if you want a straight up, legit, no bullshit answer, go to Everyday Fleet Tech. That's it. That's my whole goal out of it.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
You just got to stay that way whenever if you build it up to 50,000 subscribers. That's the key, is like you see all these people that once they get, they're very loyal. And I'm not saying you're like this. I'm just saying in general, like I watch people all the time that like they start out and they're like, I want to give you my honest opinion and everything else. And then it's like, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. And by the way, I got this tool for free. And then it's like, you can tell, like, it's like this in the camera market. Like, what's so funny is like every industry with YouTubers, it's like YouTubers will talk you into stuff that like you don't even freaking need. And it's a piece of crap. And it's like some of the latest cameras that came out are the same thing. And I sit there and follow some of these guys and I'm like, wow, they sold out. And even if people don't notice it, and some points they make are great, but they kind of pitch you the direction. And I've seen some cool tool channels. And that's why I told Chad and like, your channel, like, I just like watching real people that, whether you're just a do-it-yourself guy or, you work on things, here and there,
People
or
that are
you're
just
full
doing
on
stuff,
mechanic.
not really
Yeah.
putting a lot of effort into it. I think, well, you know, the basis of YouTube for me, when I first remember YouTube coming out, I think we were talking about not having cell phones with cameras on them 15 years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
old enough. We're all old enough into that generation. Like kids don't understand that. Some of them don't know what a rotary phone is. We've all
Making
seen
phone
that.
calls after 9 p.m. because it was free.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, YouTube was literally started up because it was supposed to be a place that was kind of, you know, when all that reality TV stuff came on.
Yep.
That's where YouTube, I think, derived from. It came from, you know, people wanting to see other people's lives and spreading or being able to share, you know, getting the world closer. What was he said the other day? It's crazy how close the world gets when you're on YouTube. I guess, you know, you start meeting
it shrinks. It shrinks it, dude.
shrinks the world. That's what you said. That was a good way
Yeah,
to put it.
I've met you guys. I've met people in Alaska. I've met people in freaking all over the place that I could probably call these people right now and be like, I'm in a jam, and they'd be like, I'll be there in, you know, as fast as I can get a flight. And it's like really cool. And there's people, you know, we all have that in our own neighborhoods. I'm like, I could care less if I see these people again, you know.
Right. Exactly. I mean,
I'm on a live stream with people. I'm on a live stream with you guys right now. Like, it's cool, you know.
Well, you know what? Like, so my shooting career, I meet people from Canada, and I kind of realized that with this YouTube thing, it seems a lot easier to me because I meet these guys from all over the place. I mean, I literally met people from Europe, France, you know, all over shooting these matches, and I'm just like, holy shit, man, you've come a long way just to, you know, throw some bullets down range. And I'm thinking to myself, man, it's really cool that you can actually, you know, I guess 15 years ago, I was so used to you only knew the people in your neighborhood. Well, now the neighborhood's a lot bigger. You know, that's all it is. I think it's really cool that, you know, I know a guy from Georgia, and I know a guy from Pennsylvania, you know, I know a guy from Ohio. And, you know, if I ever went to those areas and, you know, and I just said, you know, I wanted to, you know, get some information that I know I could trust somebody to tell me, you know, hey, go check this out. Google's great to like look at maps and stuff like that, but the word of mouth from somebody that you know and trust is so much more reliable, you know, than looking up on a Google review. You know, I remember going, you know, some of the matches when I was going to, and it sucked, you know, until I met some of these guys, and they would be like, hey, you know, I look up on Google, and they're like, this was the best place to eat in town. We went there, and it was all right, you know, or something like that, hang out, have a drink. Then I meet these guys, you know, they're from the local area, and they're like, oh, no, man, you got to go to the Rusty Duck.
Yeah,
yeah. The
That's how I
reviews
found
on it
out
weren't
about
that
this.
great. Then I went there and ate, you know, it's like, wow, this place is awesome. You know,
I found this wing
it.
place in Buffalo, New York, and everybody goes to, like, I guess in Buffalo, we have some clients up there, and they, the CEO of this company showed up on a snowmobile, which was pretty cool because they had like 3 foot of snow, and he's like, I just took the sled to work. And we were asking them, like, where do you want to go? Like, where can we go eat, or what's a good wing place? We're in Buffalo, New York. Let's figure it out. So we're going Google, and like, there's places that are like there's like 2 most popular places. And the one guy was like, dude, you guys can go there. That's a tourist place. But you got to go to this little place that's like blowing up. He goes, it probably is going to take you an hour to get into this little bar. He's like, because it's crazy. You wouldn't believe it. And they don't have their marketing up to date yet. Now they do. But, dude, these wings, I ate like 2 dozen wings, and I usually eat like a dozen. I'm good. And I ate 2 dozen that night, and I didn't move for like freaking the rest of the evening. They were like the best wings, and I follow them on Instagram now. I'm like, they're really cool. And every time I'm up there, I'm like, I got to stop at this place. It's called Barbell Tavern in East Aurora, New York, but right outside of Buffalo. But everybody said, skip the big places. You can do those whenever. And yeah, that's I agree with you on that.
I like it.
Oh yeah.
I got something else I want to ask Everyday Fleet Tech. I'm sure he's going to be happy when I say this. So I felt like this was a good one today. How do you feel about flat rate now? The flat rate system.
Oh, dude, that's all I've seen is these videos going around. So
I know, but like, I know that you finally got your, you feel like I know how you feel right now. It's just kind of like the whole
Did you see my
thing.
comment that I left on Rust
Oh
Belts?
yeah, I did for sure. I was like,
I couldn't help it.
mean, I'm not dogging on anybody, but you know, the thing about the dealership guys is they don't understand is that when you're out in the real world, behind that dealership, and I'm not picking on the dealership guys. Don't get me wrong. The dealership has a little bit. I don't. They're a little bit sheltered from what's going on outside the real world. Like they're not dealing with all the really nasty shit. I mean, look at this. I got a dog that's got so much cancer on it. But look at it.
Mm-hmm. I saw the cancer there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're not working on stuff that's always that old. They do, not as much. Like every day, that's my gig. I get garbage in, garbage. It's like there's just garbage. I'm lucky if I get stuff that's new.
People like you deal with stuff like that, or one mechanic and he has to deal with it also. But if it's pouring snow or rain or something like that, and a piece of equipment goes down, guess what? We have to be in it. We have to get saturated. We have to do whatever it takes to get that shit going. That, or for me, get it off an airplane, get it to the shop, whatever it takes. If it's that bad, my life has really went tits up in a hurry.
What's going on over here? Nick's on an elevator.
He's headed to a suite, headed to the penthouse.
I'm trying to see getting a drink. I gotta get something to drink, but I'm dying parched.
Oh, gotcha.
And the bar is closed.
Yeah. Well, there's almost one.
Go back there and make yourself a drink right now. Just walk behind there. Walk behind there and just go make yourself a drink. Put it on the tab.
Throw a 10 down and say, I'm done. It's mine.
Yeah, the flat rate system definitely in the heavy duty diesel market, not a chance. I know that like I talked to some guys around locally here, they're buddies of mine, they work fleet stuff like FedEx and UPS, and they're like, oh, if we had to work flat rate, we'd walk out.
Yep.
Because they're just there's no way. You got drivers that come in and stop them, and they got to fix this. There's no way. It's not even possible.
Yep.
And there's just so many variables. And like me during a day, granted, it's a little bit different for me, but when I have a guy working for me, there's no way I would expect him, especially if I got to pull him off another job. There's just too many variables into it. It's just a different world now. Flat rate. The biggest thing is though too, like I said the other night, I think on my diesel versus auto mechanics deal, there's a lot of shady business going on. These guys are screwing technicians. All these guys, dealership guys, everybody. I'm telling you right now, you look at those guys that are in these shop settings and these shop owners, and I know that's my gig too. My difference is I'm not looking to make my fortune off the backs of the guys that are working for me. I want to build a great team and make sure that they're compensated. I want my guys to feel like they're the best paid guys around, and they come in and like their job, and I'm not pushing them to insanity.
So what's your guys' thoughts on? And just because I work for a lot of like dealerships, and more on the marketing side and stuff like that, but dealerships and then also independent stores, like they sell cars, they service cars, they have everything that a dealership has except for a franchise. And the one guy I work with, like he tries to, it's hard because like they try to charge enough to cover the bills and stuff like that, but at the same time, like you have to charge enough to where you can pay your people good. And that CEO says like, I want to pay my people good. He's like, so in order for us to do this is what we have to charge. And I forget what their shop labor rate is. It might be like $85 an hour or something.
I understand there's bills to pay, and I've worked in all those automotive settings. I worked at a dealership. I worked for Mercedes, BMW, when I was right out of school, and they stuck me on Land Rover, and that's where I drew the line. I was like, I'm not working on Land Rovers. I hate these things. They're terrible. I would never own one.
Nope.
But I worked for an independent car lot, where they were fixing their cars, and that wasn't too bad. It was actually not bad at all, really. I actually enjoyed working on that because most of the stuff I was doing there, it wasn't customer based. So I really don't like working on customers' cars because there's a lot of ass kissing done. The biggest problem with, most people when they get their cars fixed, whether it's you, me, or anybody, you had to pay to get your car fixed. You literally feel like there's this unspoken rule that mechanics screw people. The sad part about it is it's not the mechanics that are screwing people; it's the shop owners that are screwing people because they were either overcharging or doing this and that. I just don't believe that mechanics are intentionally out there jacking people over for no reason, and not only that, the majority of the money goes to the shop when they're doing it. I mean,
flat rate system. I was being taught by the leads in the shop to screw over customers to make hours. Yeah. Every single ride that come in, look for the gravy, find an upsell. They need a flush or a clean or something on every single ride. I wouldn't do it. That was bullcrap. That was one of the many, many, many reasons why I ended up leaving dealerships. Way too much shady crap goes on at dealers. And I'm sorry. Average from what I saw, most shops around here, about $100 an hour is what they charge. Between 90 to 110 an hour. So we'll say average about 100. They're paying their flat rate guys about $18, $19 an hour flat rate.
What?
I'm going dead serious. And that's average.
Wow.
And a lot of dudes I've spoken with, it's the same. That's insane to me.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's what I was making when I first started working in cars 20 years ago. That's no.
And that's the thing. The flat rate system really hasn't changed. Look, all right, if any old guys are here, chill out, boomer. I'm not making fun of you. But back in the day when technology was really low, you could have a good, decent, skilled mechanic where he had his box of tools and a screwdriver to listen to the problem. He would fix your ride in no time flat. And so the flat rate system was okay back then. You brought in your carbureted 350 and it was just one right after the next because they broke down more back then. And you could, like I say, use a screwdriver, listen out for which cylinder is missing, and you kick them out left and right. Fine. It's a new age. That's why after you get from a B to an A tech, you are no longer a mechanic in my eyes. Up to a B, you're a mechanic. Once you become an A, you're a technician because at that point you have diagnostic skills. You are a technician. Okay. You need to be paid for that. And I'm sorry, if you're a tech, you are a legit tech, a certified technician, and you're not making at least $85K a year. You need to look elsewhere. You're getting screwed like bad.
I agree. I think a good technician should be making at least that. And if a guy's really excelled, I think he could make six figures easy. And I'll tell you what, with the way as soft as the market is getting people in here, you know what? The shop owner's not going to be able to sit back and ride his chair and just hope that he can get techs to come in there now. He's going to have to work for it to get people. I understand. I am too, but I'll tell you right now, I put out for new techs, and I think that I can get good guys, and I'm going to pay them good, and it's going to be done with it. Start them off $25 an hour, and just be. I think that I can. If you build a good enough team, and you have a guy, I think people will work for you if you pay them. You know what I mean? Like I don't see there being a problem. Somebody knows that if they're not going to go anywhere and get that kind of guaranteed money anywhere else, they're going to work for you because they don't want to lose that job because they want that guaranteed money every week. And I feel like if you pay them that, what's the difference? If you're $2 higher than everybody else, I think that's like a piece of cake. But they're getting crazy now. I've heard about $5,000 sign-on bonuses. They're going to.
Around here big time.
Well, they say there's like what 700,000 technicians, and the number's dropping like year after year. And most dealers, like I said, my one dealership, they're working with NASCAR Technical Institute to take kids right out and give them a good career. And that's been a big thing. And we got Dale Earnhardt Jr. involved in that, and Kelly Earnhardt and stuff like that, which has been pretty cool. We've had some pretty cool conference calls and been down there a couple times. And the thing is like people today, you don't have like dealerships are charging outrageous numbers. Like I like the independent shops because like more and more that I learn about it, like they're really trying to help the consumer because you got to compete with Amazon right now. There's a big push for Amazon to start doing parts, and if they start doing that, CarQuest got bought by Advance, so now that's one thing. Now CarQuest is getting really creative. I think they have one partnership right now. We talked to their development team, which we're going to do some pretty cool things with them. And I think they work with like Chris Fix and people like that right now. Only like one, I think they have one brand channel that they partner with, and that's Chris Fix. But they're going to expand that to try to compete with what Amazon can do. Because even right now with Amazon affiliate and everything else, that if I want to just start selling tools tomorrow, I can be your tool guy, and I put reviews out there, put a freaking Amazon link, get paid a little bit of commission, make a couple bucks, cut out freaking half the people, and have my stuff in a day or two. And that's gonna be pretty big. So I think there's gonna be competition there, but people pay today for convenience. So like you said, $1 or $2 more to be able to, and the CEO of this one company told me, he said, we have to charge this. If the guys were like, we want to make more money, and we're like, we want you to make more money, and you should make more money. We can't be the bottom of the barrel paying guys $10 an hour thinking we're going to have somebody that can do more than changing the oil, and now with the world, the way things are going with, I think it's going to shift really quickly because with the convenience factor, like if you can get the independent store where I'm in and out, I'll go to Jiffy Lube. I hate Jiffy Lube, but I'll go there because I don't have to deal with any dealership BS. I'll take my truck there. It takes probably 6 quarts of oil or something. It's a 6.2 liter. It's expensive to change. It's not like the cheapest, but I'll take it and go into that place and pay $6 or $7 extra because it's done in 10 minutes. I can jump on a conference call or a live stream with you guys, kill some time, make a couple things happen, walk in, walk out. They vacuum it, they do all this stuff. Bing, bing, bing. I'm out the door. And when I go to a dealership, it's, well, you have to schedule an appointment. You have to do this. They're making it painful to even do business with them. And it's like, then they worry about, well, why can't we pay our tax? I'm like, most of these companies do, 100-point inspections to 150-point inspection, blah, 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 to try to find something else. So it's like the oil changes don't make any money. So if you get them in the door, you have a chance at least to say like, hey, your brakes are 50%. We'll touch base with you in 15,000, 20,000 miles ish based on your driving habits, and would love you to come to us. And by the way, here's a coupon. Like there's so much cool stuff you can do that some of these stores aren't thinking about. And it is volume. Like you got to have a guy that just changes oil all day for $10 an hour, a new person that's just getting a career and wants to just change oil and work his way up. And that's fine as long as he can move up. But and he wants to learn, but it's like, or he or she nowadays wants to learn, but it's like, having that volume, it's not even well, we're going to be slow or you're just not going to get the business. If Amazon can do this stuff and people, want to be, go to a place that's convenient, they're going to just pay more to just not have to deal with it and just be done. So like, I think it's going to be a drastic change it's cool you guys are talking about that stuff and seeing different YouTube videos because I don't think all the dealerships want to screw, maybe the franchise stores, but I don't think all the dealerships want to screw their employees, but they haven't changed the model that's been the same for so many years to be able to say like, oh, it changed and everybody's changing. Let's change with it. They want to just stick the same and put money in their pocket and do whatever else. And I think convenience is going to win. And I think people pay more today for an Amazon package. They can shop around and maybe save $10, but when it shows up in 2 days and you don't care, it's not worth your time. Time's money.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with dealerships is they count too many beans. I'm all for numbers, but I think the biggest problem is with the dealerships is that they look at their numbers every day, and instead of talking to their customers, instead of talking to their technicians, instead of spending time personnel, here's the problem with this age of technology and everything is that you literally, like just like your YouTube or anything like that, people will, so if a guy is not doing the numbers they want, they just come down and say, hey, you need to produce more. That's not how you approach things like that. Maybe the guy's got problems in life or stuff like that. That's where that you can never, just like my customers, I can say to them, they bring their car and they're like, I feel like every time some people bring their cars in, whatnot, to have something to look at, they got this, like nervous look in their face, like, I want you to fix this. Please don't let anything else be wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I talk to them and get to know them, and then I find out, what exactly I can do to make them feel more comfortable and have them understand that, I'm not here to, I guess, take them on a ride or anything like that. I just want them to have a safe vehicle. And this is a business for just to take care of people and do the right thing when everybody else hasn't been doing right for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just it. There.
Now,
I want to be different than everybody else.
Have you heard my solution, if you will, to the flat rate system?
I don't believe I actually caught the real solution to the flat rate system.
Okay. If you have time, I know it's getting late. I don't want to put you to sleep.
I'm not going to fall asleep, but trust me, I don't sleep. So
here's my thing, and I've put this out there before, and I think it's about the only solution that'll work to flat rate, and I would love to hear both of your opinions. Okay. When you start getting to decent sized towns, especially when you get up to full blown cities, we'll use Ford as an example only because I come from Ford background. Typically there's 2 Fords in that city. You'll have one on each side of the town. Okay. They're in competition with each other. Fine, competition's healthy when it comes to selling things. Unhealthy when it comes to being a technician and actually getting stuff done, because now you have a saturation of market, if you will, for today's modern technology. Go to most dealerships. Most dealerships will tell you their profit margin is not made in service department. Not anymore. Vehicles last way longer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Once the vehicles start getting to higher mileage, they cease going to a dealership and they go to a third party or an independent shop because lower rates and they feel they can get a better deal.
Right.
It's nature of the beast. Okay. And hence why you were saying earlier, dealership guys, I'm sorry, not trying to pick on you, not trying to be mean, but you don't really deal with the shit boxes as much as people like at independent shops. So here's my proposal. What if dealerships, Ford, again, example, if Ford come out to all their distributors and said, we're going to do like Tesla, you no longer have a service department. Take that overhead, wipe that off of you. No more. Done.
Yeah.
They create a service department, a Ford service department within so many miles of their customers. Logistics, you can create that fairly easily.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But you have one building. You have it controlled 100% by Ford. Pay all the technicians a fair hourly rate. And so now if you're in town X, instead of having these 2 dealerships that have 2 different service departments that are clashing, trying to fight tooth and nail for business, you have them all in one location, still reasonable distance for customers. They're paid fairly. Now you don't have other dealerships competing for parts. So you can have parts shipped directly from the manufacturer daily. Everybody knows where to go. There's no, well, Mrs. Jane, I know that knock, that's going to be a little bit costly for you to fix. So let's just take and see about getting you in this new vehicle. No more mind games. No more trying to sell you a vehicle you don't need or want. No more trying to upsell all the BSs that dealerships try to scam you into. It's a controlled environment. Every tech is certified to be there, so no more guessing. Everything is 100% regulated and controlled, and everybody is paid fairly. You go to the Ford dealership, or not dealership, but the service center with your Ford that you have had for however long, you know, you have zero pressure to buy anything. Ford still makes their money. They gain a better reputation. The quality of their technicians goes up because, again, they control their training. Because instead of the dealerships controlling who goes where, Ford controls it. So the quality technician goes up. Plus, with the low technician rate right now, you don't have to worry about that because everybody's under one umbrella.
And that's very well a good possibility that all goes down.
Yeah, I mean Tesla's been doing it from get-go, and it seems to work fairly well for them.
So I'm just curious, though, what does Tesla do when, let's say, a customer comes in and, or let's just say, for instance, they get a car in on the lot. Dealerships do new preps.
Mm-hmm.
When they get cars, you know as well as I do, when you get, some guys did new preps and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do with those? Do you have them unloaded them at the service center and then drive them down to the car lot, and there should be 100% rating?
Right now, because Tesla is so small, most of the time their service centers is at the dealership. But it's one of those, the dealership itself is owned by Tesla. So it's not like John whoever's Tesla. No, it is Tesla. They control even the auto sales of it. So they got their finger in every single bit of it. I don't propose taking away from them, taking away from privately owned companies. I mean, I'm not a communist by any means. It's just, I think it's something that a lot of dealerships would agree to for the simple fact of getting that overhead and pressure off of them.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The other aspect of it, though, is you change that and the price of cars goes up, because most dealerships that I'm into, talked to an older gentleman the one day. He's been in business for, I don't know, a couple hundred years, he just built another store and stuff. But, most of his money and, dealerships that do well. And I have another guy that owns like 25 dealerships in California, make all their money on the back end, on the service and stuff. And most dealerships are trying to cover their costs of the business off of, service and parts and stuff like that.
Really?
So
we're having the opposite effect here. Like, for example, a Toyota around here, when you buy a new vehicle, you have oil changes for life. No ifs, ands, or buts. You don't owe tax or nothing like that. They're doing that just to sell vehicles. They hate the service department right now. They stay with it, and it costs them so damned much money.
But see, that's the thing, is if your service department isn't cranking out business and your parts and everything else, it makes the cost of cars go up. You know what I mean? As far as they got to make it on one side or the other, or all three. And like most of the dealerships haven't changed yet. Like you look at like your Car Maxes and like people that just sell cars and stuff like that. Like the ones that have changed are kind of moving forward. Now you have places like Carvana and stuff selling cars, right delivered to your door. A lot of they're losing money because they, a lot of people return the cars, and after that you have 7 days, and a lot of times they still get you too. But most of the successful dealerships, as far as successful as they do pretty well, and they can be really affordable on their car prices, is because a lot of their money is made on the back door. So if they can cover their monthly nut on the service and parts and everything that goes with that, then it's like, well, if we sell 30 cars, that's our, that's the fun money. If we sell 2 cars, we can price our cars a lot more affordable and then crush them out the door, because we're going to retain all the service and what goes, we have more cars on the road, the whole, everything that goes with that. So, I mean, there's a couple ways to look at it. I guess it really just depends, but that's why I saw that Justin Dow and some people were talking about that, and then you guys were talking about it, and I'm like, the chat needs to be with like 3 or 4 or 5 dealer owners, like, or maybe a couple independents, to see what their strategies are, because I think that'd be a killer video. So I don't know we could get anybody to go in on it or do it or have the time. But
at a dealership, I would be incredibly shocked if they did.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, there's some people that, like I said, I've worked for a lot of different stores, and there's some that, like I said, the mentality. Some just want to take everybody's money, and that's why independents are popping up all over the place, because the independents are going to end up probably taking over, because I think with the control of, you know, the franchise stuff and what you have to do and all these other things, like, that's where you have your Carfaxes and stuff that are just pumping out cars, and now they're starting to get into service because they're like, hey, we got all these cars on the road. Let's put some garage up, service our customers too, or use a third party, you know, insurance or whatever, so that they can go to any independent store across the country and get work done. And if they're selling them still under factory warranty, they can go back to their dealer, you know, or any dealer for warranty service. But, you know, people don't walk into a dealership anymore like the older days and say, like, change my oil, or I'm going to get my, you know, tranny flushed, or just whatever. You know, they don't go in there or, like, replace my alternator and it's freaking $1,000. You know what I mean? Like, that's the ghost look that when they come in. So it's like, I'd rather pay my mechanic down the street, you know, get a good deal from Advance or whatever. And most of these dealers, independents, are in with Advance, and they get level 3, 4, 5 discounts, where an oil filter to them is $2, and they can make a couple bucks on the thing, still be at the same price of what a customer can go to Advance and buy for, and then put it in. And that's happening more and more and more. And I think the dealerships are going to, I don't know, man, the trend, I know how I shop and how I buy. And I just can't see that sustaining itself the way it's going.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot
like
of stores.
I can only speak of primarily Georgia, only because where I've worked and friends work, stuff like that. But yeah, right now, service departments, for the longevity, vehicles are lasting, because they are lasting longer. And then what they're having to give away, like free oil changes for life, just to get somebody to buy a vehicle, that's costing them money, and they are just hating it. I mean,
well, you know what? I buy my cars when I can't. Like, I bought my good car. You know, like, I would look at the dealership, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I know I can go buy a cheaper car. Then I look at if I can get a free oil change. I don't even change the oil on my own vehicle. How crazy is that? I literally bought my car from the dealership. They gave free oil changes for life. Now, like Carl Chevrolet, they give free tires for life. Carl Chevrolet gets free tires for life. So if all you gotta do is pay for the rotation, and they give you free tires for life. How dumb is that?
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what I'm saying. And that's where I'm getting stuff like that. A lot of what I'm seeing is the trend is right now they're making the money from selling cars, opposed to the way it used to be. It used to be the service department made all the money. It's just,
well, here's the hard part. If the car sales side, that's not as gravy either, man. The days are long gone.
Oh yeah,
of selling cars and making five. Oh yeah, I know you get the. I mean, it's long gone on the let's make $5,000 on the car or $7,000 on the car on the front side.
Yep.
And you know, maybe try to make some on the F&I side, you know, or not even worry about it, because people come in and just buy them or have their own financing. But, you know, we'll make a point or two on the financing, and then we'll make $5,000 in this car. With all the third parties that are out there today, if you get screwed on a car, it's because you didn't do your research. And if you expect a dealership to give away a car without making a few bucks, then that's not going to happen either. I mean, I'm all for a dealership making, you know, I bet you the average on a used car nowadays is probably like $1,500, maybe less even on the front side. But, you know, if they're not making that much money on the front side, that's what I'm saying is, like, most are looking at the whole store and the whole experience as, you know, instead of having these profit centers, like service has to make this and sales has to make this and everybody parts has to make this, and this is where we got to be, and we got all this other stuff. You look at it as a, you know, a whole is like, you know, if we can just, instead of making, you know, the dealerships are selling their stuff internally from one department to the other and marking it up internally, thus just screwing the customer even more. So
Yep.
if you know, if I can go to Advanced Auto Parts, buy the part for $50 and have somebody put it in for $200, and I know that I'm at $250, give or take, at least I know what I'm getting into versus going into a store and being like, what's this going to cost? Well, this is a, you know, the part is now 100 and, you know, we got to make it on this. And then now it's a game. And it's like, there's a lot of old school dealerships that still do that. And it's like, for a customer, if you're the customer, you know, and you know the part's $50 because of the internet, like,
well, there's too many people with their hands in the cookie jar. It's like that in the tool industry too.
But it's within the same. It's within the same freaking dealership. It's like,
that's what I mean.
Parts got to make this. Service got to make this. Somebody shipped it. You know what I mean?
Yep. And the thing is, the funny thing is, that's an old school trick that is becoming more and more popular. Once your business becomes so large, and even the company I work for, they do the same thing. You have different divisions, different departments, different managers, stuff like that. My department, it has its own annual budget. Come the time for all this, we get a budget. The next department gets a budget. The next department gets a budget. We have reports like people just would not believe. Analytics are very freaking real. And I swear to God, I don't want to see the first damn flow chart when I'm on. When I'm away from work, I'm tired of it. No.
Numbers, guys. Bean counters. I love numbers, and they're great, but that's what it is. It's all numbers, guys. I found out that it's easier to look at numbers than it is to actually get out there. Here's what it is. It's just pure laziness. That's what it all boils down to.
Yep.
It's the fact that you don't want to deal with dealing with your technician. You just want to look at him and say, well, we need this guy to produce more. Hey, tell this guy to do this. Tell this guy to do this.
Well, and sometimes they need the work, though. Sometimes
people are going to have to start rolling their sleeves back up. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
But if you keep doing that, there ain't going to be any work. Like, that's the thing. And then they wonder why, well, you know, do we have to increase marketing or do we have to do this? And it's like, no, like the best marketing program, you know, marketing hasn't changed in 250 years. Like, it's the same handshake. It's just done digitally today. There is a handshake. It's done digitally. And
well, I mean, like, why do they need finance guys? Like, what? I mean, do they really need finance guys at a dealership?
They actually don't, and that's starting to go away. And the finance and insurance people are scared because, especially if you're an F&I person at a dealership, that, you know, because a lot of transactions are done online. I can go to Carvana, get an exact price, finance it online, click a button, boom, the car's in my house, and I'm done. So
I don't go to the bank anymore. I send them an email.
That's already happening. So it's actually already there. It's just, when does the market take advantage of it? So the tools are there already. I can launch, you know, a few stores right now that are ready to do that, and say, like, we can just go all online. There is still people that want to come to a dealership, and the trend actually, I forget, like NADA or something. There was a conference or whatever. I forget what I just saw, and it's like people are still. They still like to come into the dealership. They actually want to. They just are scared to because of getting raped when they get there. So yeah, it's so, you know, really, if dealerships would focus on their
the guy like Joe Bizicano that used to come up and be like, "Hey man, you need to buy this car. Come on." Yeah, that's what everybody's conception is of. Car salesman sleazy, just like an auto mechanic is dirty. I mean, it is a huge misconception in everything. Just like a truck driver is a dirtball. Truck drivers are making $100,000 a year, and they're not even doing near what they used to.
So here's
like,
the
people
thing.
don't even have a clue. You know,
what stream was that of yours that I just watched or something? And that it's funny because you brought that up. You just had a stream or something, and you were talking about crap. I can't think of how you said it.
Something with things. I don't even know how I said it.
No, I don't know. It was something good though. But what was the thing you said right before the truck driver and the cost?
The misconception of people and how they're sleazy. You know, like an auto mechanic is considered. Auto mechanic has a bad name.
Okay, yeah. So here's what I dropped my freaking ear thing, but here's my thought on that is like, I liked when you said the other day about, I like to be on the, in the trenches with my techs for a little bit. Like there's leadership and there's management, L&M,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then accountability. But when you said about being in your, in the trenches to know what's going on, like when you, like, you know the business, so and what you do for a living. So like people like to know that the message and the treatment is the same. So if I call Chad and say like, hey dude, I don't know what's going on with my truck, and you're gonna say, hey man, well, I mean, do you want to put any more money into it, or is it something you want to get out? Like, what do you want to do? And you know me, and you get the chance to talk to me, and it's like, well, dude, we can fix that for $200. But if it's $2,000, I might just get rid of this thing, dude, before it starts. You know, and I can call you
my
and say
honest
like,
opinion and be like, it's time to punt this one. You know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. But
not try to sell you on more work. Not try to sell you on putting more work into a pile of crap. Be like, look, dude, this thing's at the end, and that's exactly what I do. It's exactly that's where like the dealership services and stuff like that. They'll take a car no matter what, even if it needs this much money, and they'll fix it, and it's not worth it. You know, that, when the shop does that. I mean, if it's a 1985 Dodge Caravel, okay, and they bring it into the shop, those were a K car. Nobody wants a K car. If you were collecting K cars out there, subscribe to my channel. Let me know, because I literally want to come and film your entire collection of K cars. You might be the most famous person in the world, and you might be the most weirdest person in the world. But the bottom line is, a K car, nobody wants to put, they're not worth $500. So if you have $600 worth of work to put into it, you're wasting your money. I don't care how good it is. You're better off making a payment on a new car and letting that one just fly on down the road. That's the way I am. You know,
I've got a 5-gallon bucket of rust. Does that make me a K car collector?
Do you? Yeah, exactly. You do. Yeah, you are a K car. I mean, dude, my brother had a Caravel. I think it was a Caravel, 2-liter turbo, and I was a huge. So I was never a Dodge guy, but for some reason I'm always getting in these Dodges. I was huge. Like I fixed, like I had a Dodge Omni. Listen, man, when I was like got out of high school, can you imagine the big? But that thing screamed. It had a turbo on it. It was fast as hell. But you know, I could fix those cars like in my sleep. I could fix those cars in my sleep. They were cheap. They were, you know, they weren't like super reliable, but I could rip a head off them in like 2 hours and put a new head gasket in it that fast. You know what I mean? Like I could put timing belts in them, like keep fast balls, you know, anything. I could rebuild them like nothing. And everything's gotten a lot tighter now, so shit's terrible when you're working on some of this stuff. But my point is that, you know, when it got to the point to where I said, you know what, man, I put X amount of dollars in, I come in, it needs $500 more. What do I do? That shop, if I was bringing it into in that shop, which it was, you know, obviously, but I got to the point where I looked at it and I said, man, it ain't worth it. And I started realizing I need to let people know that. Yep. I need to let people know, you know, like, and these guys coming to my shops, and like this guy right here, this is a 10-hour job to put a heater core in this truck. And I looked at the truck, got 200,000 miles on it. I said, here's the deal, man. How much more are you going to drive it? Okay, how many more miles are you going to put on it? This is what the truck's worth now. This is what's going to cost you to put the heater core in it. You know, do you want to do this? This is your choice. These are your options. You know, you're going to stick $1,000 in this heater core to put this thing in your truck. Okay, now, do you want to take that $1,000, sell this truck, somebody tell them they can put the heater core in it if it's a mechanic, whatever DIY guy that wants to put the sweat equity into it, and you take your $1,000 and buy a $3,000 truck somewhere else that maybe doesn't need as much work. Trade yourself out of it, get out of it. You know, it's just a beater truck for a kid. That's the point. Is, you know, you gotta draw the line sometimes. You know, get out of that shit.
There was a comment in the chat from that Mark. I don't know if that was a long time ago. It doesn't show the timestamp.
1:14.
Oh, so that wasn't too long ago, but
no,
my chat's like not loading.
No, we don't have that many people on the chat at all. Nobody's watched the live stream. I've never even.
This is a public. Well, it's 1:22 in the morning for me, but it's
same here.
Yeah, it's a good topic, and it might get some traction and might stir up some good conversation. But like, we should do this conversation like it's 6 o'clock in the evening one night or something like that. Because I think
Pre-plan it a little better.
Getting me at 6 o'clock in the evening, you'd have a better chance of winning the lottery. I'll tell you that much. 6 o'clock, and people get off work at 5 o'clock, and like they come here and this shop turns into like people come in, and maybe I'm too friendly. People come in, they want to talk. Hey, Chad, what's going on? Like, and then I'm like, trying to like get a car fixed, but it's like, 4 or 5 people in here talking, everybody's kind of joking, and I can't get away from this place. That's why I end up staying here till 10 o'clock every night.
Well, I'm always doing stuff too, but I mean, like, it could be 8, dude, if it has to be, or 9. We're good with that, but you have to remember, we're like 7 time zones away from you, dude.
Sunday night would be a good one to get into. I think you draw in Sunday night.
Y'all could. I'm at work.
You work?
Oh God, dude,
you have off, man.
I work Sunday nights every Sunday.
Dude, we need to have 100. We need to make the 100,000 pack right here, where we're just all gonna get 100,000 subscribers and about 10 million views. 10 to 20 million views.
For me.
That's it,
too
dude.
much pressure for me.
Yeah,
I'm happy with the subscribers I got. I really do feel like I have an awesome amount of subscribers. Like, I get
you do, man.
everybody that comes, every comment that I get on my page, people are interactive, they act, and I mean, I'm okay with people like talking shit, but that whole icon deal went down. I mean, I looked at some of those comments, and they were like, "You're such a fat bastard. There's no way you work on cars." I mean, like, people are just really, I mean, like, they take salty to a whole new level.
Oh yeah.
That one dude that left that comment, dude, it took all. I didn't even know you back then. I never really talked. Like, I was just kind of in your chat, and I'm like, because I don't go for that kind of stuff, because like people,
nobody says shit like that.
The keyboard warriors and stuff, and I'm like,
yep,
dude, that's such a shallow thing to post. And I wanted to, and I was like, if I would have known you now, like I wanted to like say something, and I was like, well, I don't want to start even more stuff when this dude's like, I don't want to be the guy to start stuff,
It wasn't worth it. Yeah, and dude, and you know what? I appreciate you wanting to stick up, but like, and I'm sure there probably was other people that were thinking the same thing. But sometimes for those people, they're just looking for attention. They're a little bit, they're a little bit bummed because you're doing something that they're not. They don't have the balls to take the initiative to like, voice their opinion like that. And everybody wants to be heard, and that's cool. And I'm all about giving everybody a chance, because I think everybody's got something good to input into the world in some way, shape, or form. People sometimes write off people that they think are beneath them or whatnot like that. And I was kind of that guy at one time in my life. And so I guess I always think about that, and humbles me a little bit every single time when I try to like, give everybody a chance, benefit of doubt, if not coaching them or whatever it takes. I just want everybody's got input. Me and Everyday Fleet Tech got on with Dennett Tools, and I got in that guy's ass deep, and like, I mean, I made a huge, like I was going out, I was out straight picking fights, and I'm not, when I go out and when I start picking fights, like and I thought to myself, I'm the type of guy who would say that to your face, and I'm thinking, I'm typing it on the computer. Boy, that's really, I'm like, I'm a real sissy, because I'm not doing that. And I thought, we got on, we had a live stream one night, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like
he got on, he got on, he talked, we got our stuff off our chest, shit's, like,
it's good.
I think if you hash it out, you don't have to like anybody, but if you get on and you can actually commute back and forth instead of like make a video that says you suck and this and that, and don't get me wrong, I love Justin Sturgill's videos. Don't get me wrong, yes, I love the fact that he calls it how it is. That's cool. I don't have quite as much. I do, but I don't. I do. I don't know. I like Justin for the simple fact of his pure raw honesty too. But I guess what the point is I'm saying is, even he was completely correct when he said, you got a problem with me, get on my channel and talk about it. When you're on a live stream and you've got a problem with somebody, hash it out. You know how interesting that's going to make your live stream anyways? First of all, you have a great topic to discuss. And you know what? The debating in any form, whether it's right or wrong, being a man and being able to talk it out. I have people that, like, when I'm, they want to argue with me about fixing a car, they know nothing about a car. but they'll sit there and they'll argue till it's blue in the face. They'll tell you that this thing's not yellow, you know, and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But the thing is, they're just wanting to argue.
If somebody has any kind of credibility in them as far as the whole YouTube stuff goes, there's a handful of YouTubers that have my phone number. This phone number right here. And there are YouTubers that have that phone number that hate each other's guts. I tell each and every one of them, if you ever want to talk, if you have a problem with me, if you have anything go on that involves me whatsoever, before you fire that camera up, I want you to pick that phone up and you call me. Let's talk about it.
There you go.
At the end of it, if you want to make a video all you want. I really don't care. Give me the opportunity. That's all I ask.
I think
just like
if you got a problem, you get on live stream. I think if there's people that got a problem, and I think there should be like an automatic referee that comes in and say, all right, wait a second. You two are going on live stream right now. Like you guys are going to talk it out so that everybody knows there's no bullshit behind the seat. No, he said, she said. Like you can get it straight out, call it, you know, I mean, that being chicken and like, you know, going, you know, well, he said this and she said that. Yeah, it's
I never care for the he said, she says. It's not my thing. I know some people like it.
Another comment from Matthew.
Mine hasn't updated.
I'm using the YouTube chat because, like, I don't see anything in the freaking.
We got a couple guys still sticking around, aren't we? We got a couple of loyal YouTubers in here. Still, Mark Schumer's been putting out some good comments. Did you guys watch the South Main Auto earlier deal? Eric O put out a video that was pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure he did that directly. He fired shots directly at GM. Basically, he put out a video about a car that was 3 days out of warranty and had a broken ABS wire. And he called the dealer on camera. Okay, called the dealer and said, "Hey, this truck's got 14,000 miles on it. It's a 27 Chevy Colorado, and they said, oh yeah, it's out of warranty." He goes, "Oh, okay. I just wanted to verify it before I fixed this." Because the pigtail for the ABS was $100 alone. And I'm thinking to myself, this is where we have separation because of numbers. Any type of deal, any type of good business would have said, bring that truck in right now. We're going to take care of that warranty. Yep. No. We are not going to let this go down like this. Because even if it wouldn't have been gone on YouTube, which this I'm sure probably will end up going viral, because that was a pretty direct shot to him. Anybody that any type of business, that was like literally a kill to GM, and GM's had enough problems right now. Dumb as hell. Stupidest thing I ever heard in my life to do that. That's where we need it. That's where a lot of things need to change. Customer service, what I've always said, why I buy on the tool truck is because of personal experience with people that have to take care of it. They're going to be up front and center. You know, when you're not going over a computer, I hate Amazon. I'm gonna tell you that right now, guys. No, I just had an experience with Amazon. My last experience. I'm done using Amazon. I used it quite frequently. They've raised their prices since when I first become a member, but this is exactly what it is. They kept sending me email after email. I bought a bed from them. Okay, It's 2 years old. It literally, I woke up the other morning and it broke. I know I'm a big dude, but the whole thing fell to the floor. Now, I don't have time to go out and buy a new bed, set it up, and I'm like, I am furious, absolutely furious. When I get pissed, if you look at some of my other videos, the rants that I say, I literally called them, and I said, listen, you guys are going to replace this bed. They said, we need you to send pictures. And I go, I sent you pictures. And they said, well, we need you to print off a receipt and do all this. And I said, no. I said, when I bought this bed, it said lifetime warranty. Okay. And I said, I sent you the pictures. You have my receipt. It was all done online. There's no questions about where I bought this bed, when I bought it. It's all done through Amazon, you jackwagons. And they sent me email after email. We've got your response. We're looking into it. We've got your response. We're looking into it. And then Amazon literally refused to put my review up when I got so pissed. I said, I'm done with everybody. I put my review up and I said, this company's garbage. They didn't honor their warranty, and I am freaking over Amazon and you. And then Amazon, because Amazon refused my review, and I said, you can refuse everything. Done. I'm not dealing with it. I will buy locally. I will literally have an Amish guy. I'll go to Northeastern Iowa. He will build me a bed, and I guarantee.
Well, you're better off. You're better off with with an Amish.
Yeah, you're way better off with that.
Yeah, you'll never have to replace that.
You might not like my video that should be rolling out tomorrow. Then.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah, you.
He did a video. I love why Amazon is my favorite.
No, it's why I think tool trucks will die in the future.
There's a good chance they could. But if they don't come down their prices on something,
yeah, there's a good chance. The way it's going to go. I mean,
no, I don't disagree with that. I mean, but the thing is, I'm buying from you know, with all the rebrand shit, and then you got your online stuff and all that. I get it, but then you got these companies. But this has happened. No. I will tell you this right now. I have more faith that tool trucks will last longer than any of these other tool companies. Because over the last 100 years, when these tool companies have been out, I can name about 5 bazillion companies that have tried to do the same thing over and over.
But
they still have failed.
Here's the thing, though. In my video, I talk about this. I'm not saying the tool companies are going to be going away. The tool trucks are. Simply think about it like this. Their job is they purchase the product from the manufacturer, Snap-on, Mac, whoever. And then they have a markup. They drive to you. So that's overhead, stuff like that. And so it's a fairly significant markup by the time it gets to us. So the prices Snap-on and all that, Snap-on's gotten out of hand. They are just stupid.
Oh, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
So that cost comes on to us. Now, we spoke about it earlier. Technicians, demand's going up, supplies going down, and supplies dropping out fast. So now they're going to have fewer and fewer people to service. Eventually, it's going to go to Snap-on, Mac, Matco, stuff like that. They're going to have the app on your phone. You want to buy something? You purchase right there. They'll have financing, stuff like that. If you have well, hear me out. If you have a broken tool, you'll log in with your app, take a picture of said broken tool. They will overnight you a new one.
Yeah, and you know what? You're not far off on that because before Snap-on, at least Snap-on's building their shit. The one that I think is crazy is compare Matco prices compared to Snap-on stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at some of the stuff. Matco is selling their ratchets for more money than what Snap-on is. Matco is selling their swivel sockets for more money than Snap-on is. Matco is basically selling gear wrench stuff.
Yep.
You know what? And the Snap-on price, I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yep.
I mean, some of the crap they're selling, you can buy straight off of Amazon for like 70% cheaper. And I'm not trying to. I know I'm going to get some flack for some Matco guys. That I like Matco stuff. I like the Matco name, but they're a super rebranded company, and I think that they'll be the first ones to go out the door. I honestly don't believe it.
Burned me, and ever since then, I will not do business with them to save my life. No.
Well, I mean, what are you missing out on? You can buy everything on Amazon, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only time I get a new Matco is when the rare time that I have to warranty a tool out, and I just have it exchanged. Matter of fact, I have a buddy of mine exchange it for me because I won't even go on the truck.
You know, though, not to be like a Mac fanboy, but I really do feel like Mac is the only one that's really making a strive to keep their head in the game. I think that they're really pulling it. With Stanley Black & Decker behind them, if anybody, they're the only ones that have the best chance, in my opinion, because they have the most money behind them.
I will tell you this, and it should make you happy. I found this out. Mac Tools is finally, they have hired somebody for their social media department and for their web development. Yep. They are now, very soon, supposed to be launching a whole new website, and it's supposed to be, really good and up to date. Because right now they suck online.
Well, I mean, they're okay. It's not near as bad as Snap-on. Snap-on launched a whole new site now, and now I don't use it at all. Have you tried using the Snap-on site after they redid it?
No,
it used to be okay. Well, I mean, they don't show anything on their flyers. They don't have any like new tool specials or anything. But like, when you go to search a Snap-on tool, a lot of times you could almost search it on Google and it'll pull up direct. Now it'll pull up Snap-on. Then you go to search it on Snap-on, and it gives you like all these pics. You have to like navigate through more pages. So whoever did their IT shit really screwed them. You know.
Well, they
probably
didn't.
Part number, I grab that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Yeah, that's what I do now too. Because that catalog is way better than online. But the Mac catalog is okay; it's downloadable. But they've got a new Mac catalog now too. I haven't showed it yet because I'm not supposed to. But I got a new Mac catalog, and they have a lot more shit in there. I think you're gonna be impressed with it. So
I still think the main topic that you were talking about earlier, though, between the Amazon and the tools and everything else, everything goes in circles, like cycles. You know what I mean? Like the blue collar jobs are going to pick back up because people want to, they need a plumber, dude. They need a freaking welder. They need freaking more and more. That's going to come back. I do think that that's going to come back because we're going to get so far into this, do everything, that the cycle of people, kids today don't know. I was running a welder when I was 7, dude. You know what I mean? Nowadays, if you run a welder when you're 7, you're getting freaking family services coming to your door because the neighbors called the cops on you. So, like, I think the cycle of people was like, we're going to live in this world for a little while. We probably won't get to see it, but it's just like the technology, man. The cloud, everybody thinks of this cloud like, oh, it's new. We were in the cloud back in the day when we had dial-up modems. Okay, all the servers for Allstate Insurance were in the cloud. And these 56K, 28.8, 3600 modems connected to those. And when they ran your insurance and stuff, it would go to, and then they would do a nightly, that would send out. Then they were like, well, we're processing too much data, and now you guys don't have the bandwidth at the stores. So let's go ahead and we'll put some servers in your locations. And then every night, those servers will update and come to us. And now we got this good workflow. We can handle more. And then all of a sudden, consumers, like, businesses to the door got freaking internet, and we got all this bandwidth now. And they're like, hey, wait a second. Why would you buy a server? We could just put the server in the cloud now and just run it through the pipeline. And we all go in cycles. So I think that the tool trucks have it tough. But I think that, what Chad was saying is like, it's convenience, man. Like, you pay for that because those guys solve your problems for you.
Time. Yeah.
They handle. There's people that, successful people that I know that, some still cut their own grass and some don't, because like, honestly, for the $30 or $40 to even waste it, it's like what they say about like Bill Gates. If he drops $100 on the ground, it's actually cheaper for him in the time frame to let it lay on the ground than it is to pick it up or something like that. There's
making that much money a second.
Yeah, so like if it takes you that much time to do it, so like, and then I know some that are really successful people that are like, doing well, that pay people because they're like, dude, this dude comes, I don't have to think about it, blah blah, or I like to cut my grass, or this is something enjoyable for me. So you have both sides, but I mean, some people pay for convenience, and people pay more money for that. So if you're happy paying maybe a little bit more money because this guy comes up, picks up the tool, gives you another one right off the truck, like, there's value in that. Now, maybe there's not value in that for the homeowner. It's like, I use my 3/8 ratchet once every 6 months or once a month, and who cares? He doesn't want to pay that much. So I don't know. I think there's a lot.
I buy ratchets because they're cool now. I don't even buy ratchets because I use them. I just buy them because I like them. I don't even use a ratchet. I use an electric ratchet.
Here's the downside behind the tool trucks. Yeah, they're convenient. They're more convenient than, say, a Harbor Freight would be for me because, well, I'm not going to have to go to Harbor Freight, every single day because I broke their shit. But the tool truck convenience thing, where they do have a downside, They usually show up most places once a week. Whereas if you bought this tool and you took a picture of it on the app, they could overnight it to you. So you would still have that tool way faster than on a tool truck. Right now,
man, I don't know,
convenience age.
If I need that tool tomorrow, I can go to my tool guy the same day probably and get it. Because all of them they live close enough to me.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
that's a special circumstance. So
yeah, well, I guess when you pay your tool guy and do good tool stuff, you get that special treatment sometimes.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing though. That's the key to having a good tool guy, and that's the key to never buy more than you can pay for if you had to.
Yep.
I mean, that's a good lesson right there. Like, don't spend more than you can afford to pay for if you had to. That's if you can't afford it, it's like buying your woman a ring when you get married. That you spend 3 months pay or whatever. Whatever you can afford to do. That's a simple. There's rules to buying on the tool truck. I'm an old school guy. That getting on that tool truck for me is just the fun. It's just I can't not. I love it when I get down there. I'm just like, I'll take this.
Dude, your video.
I don't need any of this shit. I don't need nothing. I have enough tools.
The BOGO. When you get sold on the BOGO, when you're like, oh, God, I love the BOGO.
Oh, dude, I love the BOGOs. The BOGOs are awesome. I mean, I don't really probably need half the shit I buy sometimes just because. But the only thing is, like, when I want to use something or I need it and it becomes a convenience, I have it. People come to me to borrow tools, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they come, they come and they're like, I need this. And they're like, they know I have it. People like, these are the same guys that are making good money renting on cars, too, because they're like, I stopped buying on them tool trucks years ago. You're a dumbass. Why do you keep buying on them? I'm like, because you keep coming to borrow my shit. That's why I keep doing it. Because I want to be there to help you out when you do it. Like, I don't care about spending the money. I just want to be able to help you out. And if I want to use something, I want to have it. I remember those days when I was a kid and all I had was a crescent wrench to take my bicycle wheel off. And I am never gonna have that happen again. If I want the baddest wrench in the world that literally takes the freaking tire off with so much pleasure and ease, I'm gonna do it. This is my addiction. This is what I do. I want to have this, like I like nice guns. I like nice tools. I like good whiskey. I like good cigars. I'm a man. That's all there is to it. God made me to be a man, and that's what I am. And, you can't tell me anybody out there that's not a man like that. Like that defines you as a man. I don't have a fidget spinner. I don't have, things like that. That's not who I am. I don't wear pinstripes and, I don't get dressed up and I'm not, I don't go to eat dinner at fancy places and, I'm a t-shirt type of guy. I grew up on the farm and, I just don't want to change that. I want to embrace the person who I am. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to hide from who I am. If people don't like it, they don't like it. That's how it is. I have family members that they kind of look at me as being the black sheep because, I'll get off work and I'll just show up like this because I do manual labor. My brother actually told me this. This is no bullshit. My brother and me, we own a business together, okay? My brother is completely polar opposite of me. He is the guy that has those shoes with the toes on them, like the real fancy ones that look like like it makes you look like a jester. And I make fun of them like they're not clown shoes. I'm like, boy, you're like medieval jester shit right there. But anyways, I said to him, I said, man, why don't we ever go do anything? He's like, well, because you just don't match up with my friends. And I was like, wow, that's pretty fucked up. And he's like, well, I mean, I'm not going to put on a whole bunch of nice shit. I'll put on cowboy boots and, wear blue jeans and a decent button down. Like, I'm not going to have the pointed toe shoes. I'm not going to wear a fancy watch. I'm not going to really, I do comb my hair and, and I like my hair a certain way, but like,
I comb my hair too.
Really deep. Yeah. Well, I don't get into that shit. Like, I'm just not that type of guy. Those people that I've hung out with, those people and people that don't care how you are, that they accept you who you are. Those are the people I hang out with. But they're not those people that think that they're like some kind of high class shit like that, and they gotta like think that because you want to be a normal person, dress like not a normal person, but just they don't accept you for who you are. You know, you have to be.
That's what you're saying. You gotta be comfortable. Like there's times like I'm not a suit dude, but like sometimes in business, like I can dress up if I want to. But the first, like I'm wearing a polo today and jeans, and then the first thing I come home, to this stupid ass hotel is throwing this hoodie because I'm like, I can go in the garage in this hoodie and be like
exactly.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's people that look at you and be like, if it's a first time business meeting, I don't walk into a dealership trying to sell the CEO on what I do and wear a hoodie and jeans. But I'll tell you one thing, after a while, they get to know me and they're like, so you're the tech guy, but you're running chainsaws in your garage. They'll see my channel or something like that, or, come across. And I'm like, yeah, I do a lot more stuff, but like, I'm just me. And most of the ones that like, it's funny because I'll walk in and, all their sales guys are in suits and stuff like that. And I'm doing like sales training from the web standpoint of like how to, use a CRM software and log stuff and call people and wish them, and I'm training them and I'm like in this hoodie and jeans and pair of Carhartt boots or something. And I'm like, I don't really care. Like once you have it sucks that you have to gain the rapport sometimes to be like that. Cause it's not fun.
Yeah.
But you have to do what you got to do sometimes. Yeah, it is bullshit.
Professional bullshit.
My question is, this is my problem is I have the most offensive question every time I meet somebody, and I think that's where I end up. I probably should change it, but I go, let me ask you something. Would you rather drink a White Claw or a Busch Light?
Neither.
And when they say drink a White Claw, I'm like, you are literally a girl. I knew it.
I'm gonna use that, dude. That is classic.
Dude, you can tell everything from that right there.
Be real serious.
Don't get me wrong. I drank a White Claw, but when they literally want to say, when they say that White Claw, like, oh, it's okay, it's a seltzer. Now Bud Light's got seltzer, hard seltzer. What the fuck was wrong with beer? What exactly was? Now you had to make it taste worse. Like it wasn't always the greatest tasting. Let's be honest. But now you got to turn into a hard seltzer. I remember all those hot days in the summer when I was just like, God, I can't wait to go have a seltzer. It's carbonated water. I mean, seriously, like what?
Dude, you're undersubscribed, dude. You should just cut the freaking toll BS. Just make it part of your skit. You should just be a comedian, dude, and like have a comedy fun channel.
Well, that's why people come up here all the time. They like to get me stirred up like that. They like this. My friends like to get me going on the White Claw thing because I'm just like, and I don't even drink beer, but I'm like, why don't you have a whiskey?
I'm still trying to figure out why you ask if they want a White Claw or Busch Light. I'm going, Jesus, can I just drink water?
Yeah, right.
The thing is, you don't know, maybe you don't know, but Iowa is like the Busch Light capital of the world. So if you look it up, like so a couple years ago, Iowa Hawkeyes went to the Big Ten National Championships in Indianapolis, and they got there and they bought all the Busch Light in the entire town. No joke, every last can. If you go to our distributors,
I think I remember that. I think I remember seeing them.
Yeah, if you go to our distributors here in Iowa,
like Natty Light.
Yeah, no, Busch Light's better than Natty Light. Come on,
dude. I'll drink Keystone. We drink Keystone Light over here in the Keystone State.
Good.
So
that's not bad.
That's
I'm
$20 a case, dude.
It's
Keystone's the same as Coors, dude. It's just
Yeah.
I'm with beer. I'm kind of like you are with whiskey, man. I'm gonna have a good beer. Every now and then I'll grab PBR just for the memories, but I like good beer.
Like what, IPAs or something like that, or?
I do like some IPAs. I have a lot of local breweries around me. Sweetwater, if any of you've had Sweetwater, that's literally right down the road from me. So, yeah, good.
Yeah, no, dude. I used to make fun of people that drank IPAs before, so I think the White Claws let those guys off the hook. I got no problem with IPAs now because I'm like, well, fuck, man, at least they brew their beer. I gave up on it. I shouldn't say I made fun of them. I used to pick on people a little bit. But then I realized that IPAs are actually more like a man's drink than White Claw. Like White Claw is not even
about beer.
No,
I'm
yeah,
one of those,
exactly.
the darker the beer, the happier I am.
Yeah, no, dude, yeah. Well, you like coffee too, I'll bet, right?
Yep. I drink coffee
There you go.
all day, every day. Blacker than Ace of Spades.
I could give.
I want
don't
my
like
coffee
any
and my
IPA.
beer as dark as my soul.
I can literally get the best beer for anybody. I don't drink any of it. All I do is ask everybody when they talk about they like good beer. I ask them if they like coffee. Just right away, I know what they're gonna like. Dark beer because it tastes the same. It tastes the same. I shit you not. I'm dead serious. It tastes the same. To me, it does anyway.
I just want a good stout dark beer. Now I'm a beer
No, I'm
snob.
cool with that.
But
yeah.
if I make my way up there, I will go to a bar with you and we'll share cocktails or something.
Oh yeah, well we'll go down to. I know good places. You're ever running through this way? Trust me, you don't have to worry about You don't have to worry about finding. Of course, down south they have better whiskey than up here. I mean, like I'm not allowed to live in Tennessee because I would be an alcoholic, and I don't even drink that much. But I think that I would just spend the time going to all those distilleries because I think they're so badass. The history, that's what I really like about. I think that's what I really like.
I've been to the George Dickel plant. I've been to, of course, Jack Daniels. God, everybody's been to Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels is not even.
Jack's.
It's not whiskey.
You have it for nostalgia.
It was a song title. That's all it was.
Yep. Yeah.
That shit's horrible. I've never liked Jack. You know what? I can't even think of any time that Jack ever tastes good.
I do have one way. I guarantee you will say Jack Daniels will taste good. Bet you $100.
Gentleman Jack.
Nope. Straight up Jack Daniels out of the bottle. Regular Jack.
Like the actual Jack.
Yep.
I've never had it.
Well,
I've never had it. So
my wife, she makes a Jack Daniels pecan pie. Pecan pie. Yeah.
Good southern stuff. I was born in the wrong corner of the country. That's all there was to it,
Oh, I'm fully convinced. Once my shop comes up with a open position, I'm just going to call you up, throw a stupid number at you, and see if I can't talk you into moving down.
Well, retirement, warmer weather. God, that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Year-round shooting, training, national matches.
Well, actually, I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be coming down to Talladega this spring for a match down there at the CMP range. Mm-hmm. Single Stack Nationals is going to be down there. Single Stack Classic 1911s. That's going on this spring down there, and I'm actually me and my buddy from up in Sioux City. He's all pumped about it. We're going to rent a badass cabin down at right by Talladega. I mean, we can literally walk off the range, go to the cabin, and just get stupid drunk and not have to worry about driving anywhere. And
that's about a 2.5 hour drive for me. Okay.
Oh, no kidding? Oh, wow. You might have to come check it out because you might really like just coming to check out the match too and hanging out for a day. I mean,
been on the day.
It's on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the match days.
Yeah, I'm off Friday and Saturdays usually.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love it then. And then we've got I couldn't believe how perfect this is. That it's in Talladega this year. I mean, I'm like, God, because it's always been in Barry, Illinois, and it was nostalgic because the range there, the Springfield Armory, and all that shit was there at Barry, Illinois. They've had that match there for 25 years.
Have you been to Talladega?
Have not ever been to Alabama in my entire life, ever. Haven't been to Georgia ever in my entire life. Not even drove through.
Oh man!
Neither one of those two. Been around both of them, and never drove through any of them.
Most definitely. I know exactly where you're going to be. Get all the cool World War II movies you can. Watch them on the way down. Watch them when you get here, and then walk into the CMP.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you got to think when you walk in, they have all the grants you can fathom. They're restoring there. All the 1911 comebacks, they're fixing up now. all your 30 cal carbines they've got there. It's like you just walk into a World War II armory and dudes are just stamping them out, refinishing them. Oh, it's great.
Oh, the CMP where they redo the M1 Grands and stuff.
It's there.
The civilian marksmanship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to check that out. Yeah, I want to buy a gun when I'm down there. I want to buy an M1 Grand out of there, like a good, like have one that's picked out that's, like really nice and cool. You know what I mean?
They can hook you up with some with like legit trench art.
Uh-oh.
What?
We're losing. We're going Max Hedron.
Okay, I see you loud and clear.
Oh, it must be. Maybe it's on my end.
It might be because you're not even lagging at all.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, can you? What? What?
I see and hear everybody fine.
Is yours good, Nick?
I'm good. I see.
No, he's fine.
Well, yeah.
Is he glitching?
No,
he's almost gone. Mine.
No.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's froze up on me now. I can't
Every
hear
fleet
him.
test you're glitching.
I see all three of you fine.
Oh, now I can hear you, but you're not moving.
What the crap?
We're going down slowly but surely. Maybe this is a good time to sign off.
I was going to say, it's been 2 hours.
Dude, I gotta be up in 5 hours anyway.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna be around. This is fun, dude. Like we should do this. I think this is a good time. I appreciate you inviting me, Chad. I really do. And Everyday Fleet Tech. This has been like good conversation.
Yep, we should have the PNC show more often.
When I'm home, I have a better setup to stream than my little setup for here, but it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as I get my freaking Wi-Fi fixed at my house, that will be a whole lot better for everything because I can have a little more time. I just don't like. I have to leave the shop here. They've just completely foobarred my whole. I had to return all my equipment to get it all new equipment, and then every time they do this, I swear to God, it takes a month or better to just get.
Dude, you should come over to Chicago whenever I'm up there filming for the World of Wheels up there, dude. It's only like 5 hours for you or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 5 hours. It's a hell drive, to be honest with you.
It's one road, dude, when you live in Idaho. What is it, like 80 something or something?
Idaho.
It's one road. You go out of your driveway, you make like a left, and you're right. And
I make 3 turns. Plus, I got like 40 toll bridges. That's what makes it hell. When you get in there, and I don't pay the toll for Illinois, so I feel like I'm going to go to prison every time I go back there. I decided that I was running all the tools, and I never paid the tolls.
Hit the super chat so you can afford the tolls to go places.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. I'm going to hop off.
Yeah, me too. I got to get going. My dog's probably madder than hell at me, so.
Stay in touch,
thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Am I off this thing yet? Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. We'll catch you later.